We know it's based chaos, right? Chaos has occurred. They're like, I don't want that chaos anymore. I'm going to put something in place. Or bottlenecking. I had a bottleneck. I'm going to put something in place. Our clients have more of that. We know they don't have standards. We know the measurement's not proactive. But operational controls, we could probably give them a grade. The only problem is your operational control is to work with business process flow, workflow, paper flow, all those different items. But it's also supposed to deliver a standard. And if they don't have a standard, how do we know how effective those operational controls are? So we're looking at material. If the standard's 35 and I have a way of measuring it proactively, the operational control is against waste, death, and damage, right? And when I buy and how I buy, those would be operational controls for material. But last but not least, to infuse it is obviously the comp package of the individual in the most control. Is unless I know why the comp packages, incentives, whatever it happens to be, our clients tell us they fail all the time. Why is that? They never had a standard in the first place. So if I don't know it's supposed to be 35 cents and somebody saves me 2 cents, I'm going to share that with them. But if I didn't know you saved me 2 cents, then how do I ever feel confident, not only as the employee but as the business owner, that I'm actually not giving them additional monies that I didn't have in the first place? So by overlaying these 4 standards for every cost center in your direct costs, that is the only thing that gives you a fighting chance of controlling that gross margin that you intended for in the first place. But if I've got to make a gross margin of $1.3 million and I have 25% because I have these 4 controls in place for all my direct costs, what's the break-even sales volume that client has? What do they have to make this year? Anybody know? I'll give you a little hint. Whatever the gross margin is, divide it into 100, and whatever number it goes into, multiply this value by that. It's the quick and dirty methodology. Say it again. 25 divided into 100 is equals 4 times. Multiply 1.3 times 4, it tells me what the break-even sales volume is. That client has to do $5.2 million this year. So we walk in, and it's a $3 million company. We've learned the minimum mandatory profit this year is $300,000. We looked at the areas we can trim out as it relates to overhead. We've figured out what their authored gross margin is, and it already tells us what that sales have to be. So we try to go with the fact that hopefully just the operating company at $3 million, if we clean up all the costs, it will make the minimum mandatory profit, but I have to tell you, it's not working that way. Clients have to grow on top of it all. Not in lieu of, not separately. They have to control gross margin, control the overhead, don't go into any further debt, don't make any CapEx purchases and erode your working capital, and then last but not least, you have to grow to be $5.2 million. This methodology puts the client in a completely different position. It's not about lose weight and you'll look better in a bathing suit. It's lose weight or you're dead. And it's I'm telling you that for hard clients to open up, as soon as we get to the have to part and we put those 2 slides, working capital and debt service up on the wall, they understand that we're there and we're charged with figuring out how they're going to make it. And then obviously when you come in and you see those things up on the wall, you're charged with figuring out how to make it.